Hello, my name's Harrington Wadko. Welcome back. I'm looking at the monitor right under the screen. Gee, what a nice color shirt I have. It's a nice combination in TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have Dr. Rene Azurin with us. We're talking about the COMELEC, the Smartmatic. Is it a conspiracy? It's 90 days to the election. Are we up for more magic, or are there solutions at hand? Dr. Rene, di ba yung tinanggal sa COMELEC kasi ayaw talaga ni Senate President Enrile, ika nga over his dead body, will Gaslagman be able to sit and be confirmed? And true enough, he was booted out. And another person, that's another thing. Bakit puro abogado? At least Grace Padaka, but ano expertise niya sa COMELEC, no? Sa automation, IT. Mga abogado ba, naintindihan ba nila IT? Parang Supreme Court, hirap na hirap sila sa cybercrime law. Kaya tinigil na lang muna nila. Does that puzzle you?
It does, Harry. In fact, if you listen to what Brillantes is saying, it's either you're led to the conclusion that either he doesn't really know what he's talking about, or he is deliberately
hiding. I think it's either. It's both the latter and the former. Because as of late, he's admitted that may issue na eh. Finally, nadadapa na sila eh. They're now tripping all over their lies. Going to Gaslagman, he was an IT expert, supposedly. I mean, for many years. He's been stained by many editorials that have gone around that, and Brillantes himself, that this guy, who was there for close to 100 days, wala naman in-introduce, which I think is incorrect, because he was noisy while he was there. And two, he's promoting his own specific self-interest. Mali ang basa ko doon?
I don't know what anybody means when he says his self-interest. No?
Yung negosyo niya daw, yung gusto niya yung machine niya.
No, he's not selling any machine. No? What he was promoting, to go back, what he was promoting in 2010 was what he called the open election system, OES. And what that simply was that he organized a group of people from UP, programmers, to write a program. No? And he was giving this to
Kumbaga source code yon.
Yeah. But what he was promoting was, he said the system should be manual counting in the precinct because this is transparent.
Kita na lahat.
You can see, okay? But and this only takes about 8 hours. No? So there's no.
What's the rush?
What's the rush? What takes a long time is the canvassing, which takes 4 to 8 weeks in this
kasi
country.
tinatransfer. Tsaka doon ang lokohan eh. Doon ang nakawan eh.
Doon ang dagdag bawas.
Doon ang dagdag bawas.
So sabi niya, what we should automate is not the precinct counting, but the consolidation. Okay?
Correct. I agree with that.
That's what we computerize. Okay? And here, you just need the software to consolidate, to add all the votes.
Parang adding machine lang.
Yes. So he caused the writing of software, and he was giving this to COMELEC. Ito na. And the machines, you can buy any ordinary
computer.
PC.
We don't have to spend billions.
Yeah. And after the election, you can donate this to the DepEd. Okay?
Correct.
So it was a very, very logical, reasonable solution.
But like all good ideas in government,
they ignored it.
Tanggalin natin. They ignored it totally. Where are we now? We're 90 days into the elections. Can I ask you, what can we expect? There is still no source codes. The RF cards are still writable. CF cards are still writable. Out of the 88,000 machines, more than half or close to half are inoperable or broken down. We've got a lot of issues.
They have decided again there will be no personal digital signatures.
No, again, no digital signatures. So maraming sira. Ano mangyayari sa election? Walang counting. How can you have even less? I remember the last one because of the clustered voting. Hirap na hirap ang taong bayan kasi nagsiksikan sa isang presinto, yung maraming presinto. But this time, kung sira yung mga makina, because after all, these are 3 years old, that are stored in poor conditions, not maintained in the last 3 years, binuksan in the last 3 months, after we paid storage cost, correct? And we bought old machines. Alam mo, mukhang too many bad things sunod-sunod, but these
Yes.
guys are getting away with it. This is
Yes.
criminal already, okay?
Exactly. In fact, the violations are all impeachable. No? For example, what to us should be unacceptable violations? No? One, there is no source code made available to us. We don't know what source code
So
they
they
will
don't
use.
know we don't know what those things are going to count.
No, we don't know. Okay, that is a violation of the poll automation law. That's an impeachable offense. No personal digital signatures. That's a violation of the poll automation law. That's an impeachable offense.
Again,
We should impeach them. They bought machines. In the specification of the machines, there should be the machines that we're buying have an open console port.
oh, bukas yun eh.
Okay?
Pwede lagyan ng
The
USB.
specification should be no.
Oo, walang butas,
Okay?
walang available.
Because what that means is that anybody can go to machine, attach
Change it.
a USB,
Yeah.
whatever device, and change the program. Okay?
Hayop ano.
Fourth, the CF card should be warm, meaning write once. Those are rewritable CF cards that they
All
bought.
impeachable.
All impeachable offense. Accuracy. The poll automation law says 99.995%.
Dapat.
But they refused to have the machine tested. Okay? And in the mock election, which they
Recently.
in Congress, which which was supposed to make them show how accurate the machine was, showed that the machine, a selected machine, no, machine, under ideal conditions, no power brownouts, air conditions, was very inaccurate, no, 93.75.
Hindi pa rin
That's-
kaya.
That's that's more than 3 million votes. Besides, it's in violation because the law says 99.995.
Nothing, not .01 less.
Not
How about recently? Yung kapal ng papel, sumobra.
otro pa yun.
Bago lang yun, di ba? Sumobra.
The machines in
Hindi
the
kaya.
mock election would not accept.
Would not accept the paper. So Rene, where are we? What can we do? What should candidates do? Should we be worried?
Yeah.
Kasi ang dami umiikot. Alam mo, may lumapit na sa akin, nag-umpisa at 4.3 million. Hiningihan ako eh. Gusto mo manalo, Harry? 4.3 million. Sabi ko, pare, pwede bang success fee? Hindi, pare, kailangan ganito, ganyan, mobilization. That's when I said, nanloloko ito mga to. And then recently, Senator Cayetano came out just the other day, kahapon lang. Sabi niya, beware of these people going on. Apparently, umiikot na pala yan. Ang dami na pala nag-offer sa Ang Kapatiran Party.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, akala ko, ako lang, nahihiya nga ako sabihin eh. So where are we in 90 days? What do we expect? No one's impeaching these SOBs in the COMELEC. All the AES, SENPEG, the many watch groups, except for PPCRB, who thinks the COMELEC and Smartmatic into high heavens. Sila pa yung Kristiyano, di ba? Which I don't understand. You, one of the many columnists that have been writing, trying to address this issue. Ano ang mangyayari sa eleksyon?
Well, if we have an election, there will be no way for any of us to tell whether the result is correct. In effect, COMELEC and Smartmatic will
Decide
tell
our
us
elections.
who our senators will be, who our governors will be, who our representatives will be,
Oh my
who our
God.
mayors will be.
Baka
In effect.
Baka nagkakamali ako, tinitira ko si Brillantes Comelec, baka ibagsak nila ako kasi naririnig nila tayo sa show nito. Ganun ang mangyayari.
Which is probably why many politicians now don't say anything because pag-iinitan sila. Okay?
No, but people should stand up to what is correct. This is
I
2013,
agree.
Rene.
I agree.
You know, it's not whether to win. It is the idea, the advocacy, the right moral and value to pursue what is correct.
I agree.
Isn't that what Noy Noy's been saying to us? Isn't that the same teaching you and I grew up with ang tawag Catholic Church? So it's a doomsday scenario.
Well, they're headed to
Ganon.
to something like that.
When you criticize and you have analyzed this and you have not let up, would you have any specific personal interest?
I'm not selling anything.
Wala, di ba? That's what I know. Eh. You have nothing to gain except to come up with what you think you see is incorrect. What does COMELEC have to gain? Will these guys walk out as billionaires because of Smartmatic? Smartmatic being the crook? Or who's the crook? COMELEC being the crook and the supplier simply just, or ang tawag dito, SOP. 35%, 50% sa'yo, 50% sa akin. At the mercy of the people. Is this what it's all about? Is there a conspiracy? Should we have to answer the questions of this topic?
My answer to that, given what is going on, and given the decisions that are being made, I would say that there is a conspiracy.
How would we reform the COMELEC given the opportunity? I know this is way out.
We should impeach the whole of them.
And replace
a lot
them.
of them.
How would we replace them? With what expertise?
Well, to begin with, our immediate problem is the May 13, 2013 elections. Okay,
Should we postpone it if it's going to be bogus? Because why have a fake elections?
In fact, I said, if this is the situation,
Let's bogus it.
Let's scrap it.
Let's scrap it.
You just tell us. You want to dictate who's going to be who will be our senators, our congressmen, etc. Let's not go through this sarsuela.
And let's redo it all. Is it worth scrapping?
Actually, there is a solution. for
Meron
May
pa?
13, yeah.
90 days?
You can go to what.
Yung kay gas, yung open
yeah.
system.
Make the precinct count
Manual.
Okay, you can use the same ballots. You shade, then you count.
Doon lang. Isa-isa.
So you count. Okay, and then you make the transmission electronic, and the transmission should be sent to the central canvassing server, and then simultaneously sent to a public website, so that you can check.
So everyone can monitor.
Yeah. So if I was monitoring in my precinct, I saw the count, ito yung mga lumabas, I can then go to the public website.
Tama yung count ko.
Tama ba yung kinarga dun sa...
Kung hindi, complain ka agad, pakikita mo.
Yeah. So transparent. An election has to be transparent. Otherwise, it's not an election.
Oh my God, we're in trouble, aren't we? We're in trouble. Yeah. Can we effect that in 90 days, assuming we have commissioners with integrity that love the people and country?
I think so.
What's wrong with Brillantes? What's wrong with the remaining commissioners? What's wrong with Rene Sarmiento? I've known him for some time. He's always struck me, and my perception of him is he's a seemingly straight man. What's wrong with Gorio Larrazabal, who's now in the other side? Di ba sa PPCRV na rin siya eh. What's wrong with these people? Did they know? Or do they know?
As I said, it's either they're utterly incompetent or they're maliciously making these decisions. It's one or the other.
The 90 days left that we have, if the president was to step in, if he wanted a true election, pero hindi, he's also breaking the rules with the campaign ads. Di ba, inumpisahan niya na yung Team Pinoy niya, tsaka dynasty, promotion of dynasty and oligarchies and whatnot. So, are we doomed, Rene? You asked me earlier why I'm running for local. Hindi ka na lang national party list, di ba? And I tried to give you my reasons, being I'm such a critic in broadcast journalism that I have to give this a try. And win or lose, I'll go through it and at least say I've done my bit and tried. And I don't lust to win. Is there hope pa rin? Or wag na, let's just forget it. Ganun na lang.
With this COMELEC, I think there's no hope. That's a realistic view. They're not listening. They're not doing anything that attempts even to correct what the experts are saying. This is what's wrong. If you're not making any attempt to correct it, then there's no hope.
Ba't tinitira ni Brillante? Sabi niya, maingay lang yan AES. Sino ba yung AES? Sino ba yung Senpeg CUP? He became, naging namersonal na nga eh. I heard him on radio, on the morning shows on Carambola. Kung personalay niya, tirahin niya sila, sabi niya, ayoko na umupo dyan. Iwanan ko na yan. Hindi ko kailangang sagutin mga yan. How pompous this guy is, this SOB. to even say that, because these people have the right to question. Diba? We have a right
Yeah,
to address issues. It's our government, it's not theirs.
sure.
Correct? Parang ganun ang nangyayari. I'm trying to make an effort. But kung lolokohan lang, para kayo, di ba? But you can't give up. I can't give up. If I give up, my children have lost.
Sure.
I cannot give up. Until
Well,
my dying day, I can't give up. Kundi my children have lost their country.
Well, this is why I continue to write. But
So wala na talagang, at the rate this COMELEC is going, I wonder, no, mukhang hindi na pwede unless the president steps in, which, you know, can we say the 2010 results are bogus? At least they're not transparent. It's not necessarily. We can't safely say, kayo talaga nanalo. Sa bagay,
we don't know.
Team GMA got 12-0, di ba? Or was it in 2007 pala yun? No, tama. Coco was the one who was brought in. Coco Pimentel was replaced. And para hindi na mahiya ang COMELEC, Smartmatic. Pero hindi po automated yun, ano? Yung lumabas si Coco at saka si...
2007.
Wala pa yun. 2010 yung automation. 2007 was the Region 13 or 17, when the automation was first tested. Okay, we are in a situation, we've lost money again. The COMELEC has again blown our money. Wasn't it just a decade ago where we bought some machines and we scrapped them, we never used them, we paid billions? And here we are in the same situation all over again. Is it one and the same? It is, isn't it?
Well, in
Tanchanko was her name. Luzbiminda Tanchanko, di ba? They pushed for those
Meg
machines.
Pacific.
Yeah.
But in that case, kasi we did not go through an election. Okay, the deal was
we
stopped.
scrapped it ahead
Okay.
of
In this case, we actually went through an election using this
dubious machines.
and dubious system. Okay, so the best we can say is we don't actually know what the count was.
But
Noy Noy may have very well won.
many people are saying that these machines, many of them will not even work.
That's another problem.
50%, huh?
Yeah.
It will not work kasi may problema na yung makina eh. Di ba? I mean, and we paid another, so total of almost 8 to 9 billion pesos lost in the last 4 years just on this system with the ballots which will not fit. Alam niyo po, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the top of the hour, and I have a number of comments here I wrote down that's been going around the internet, and they're very negative. Maybe I'll read just one before we end the program. This is forwarded to me by a certain Dick Pascual, yahoo.com. It is obvious from these figures that the COMELEC and the entire nation, by extension, is in deep shit. Instead of whistling in the dark, the COMELEC should admit it and ask for help from the well-meaning private technical groups. Time is running out. Any payment due, Smartmatic, should be withheld, and its local accesses as well as that of its officers frozen. Hundreds of millions in public funds have been wasted. COMELEC should produce right away and make public a detailed action plan, not just a timetable for successfully holding the May elections. Very quickly, another note from Mr. Edelros. Were the 10,000 machines, 12.17% of 82,200 pieces, irreparable units replaced? Ito yung mga nasira po in 2010. Ang question pa, I think, ang sagot po dyan, hindi po napalitan. With the 30,000 units needing repair, yan po ngayon pinag-usapan namin, then 40,000 of 82,000 have defects or a mortality rate of almost 49% after one use. So, ibig sabihin, kalahati na lang itong mga PICOs magtatrabaho ngayon. After the May 2013, there will only be 2% or 1,644 machines that will still be usable for 2016, meaning without needing to be replaced or repaired. Who will pay for the balance? And what is in it for the 2016 elections? Rene, a last-minute message to our viewers.
Well, it's not so much the technology. In an automation, it's not so much the technology. It is the process. The process must be transparent. Otherwise, we really don't know. what's going on. No? For an election to be democratic, you and I must be able to see what is being done. And COMELEC is not letting us do that. It has made the decisions, it has taken actions that make the process entirely opaque. We don't know what the heck
Going on.
is going on.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rene. Ladies and gentlemen, more need not be said. Ayan na po, the axe has come down, and that's the basic conclusion, not necessarily just our guest, my show, myself, but most editorials that are coming out from the broadcast journalists. You make that decision. You can always just sit back and let nothing happen again. Or you can take charge and be proud to say you're part of the solution, not the quiet problem or the problem called the quiet majority who do nothing about it. As far as I'm concerned, there is no redemption without retribution. Maraming salamat po. Thank you, Doctor. You are what you watch.